I myself don't have a lot of time to do this episode, but I'm being the type of person that gets things done no matter what. And it's a noble quality. It's a thing that you want to maybe be a part of, you want to do in your life. Just be the type of person that gets things done. Have that be your reputation. Just be able to get things done no matter what, no matter the situation, no matter your feelings, no matter what happened. And well, I'm going to, go through today's episode. I don't think it'll be a long one, but I'm going to go through talking about, why it's important. Why it's important to be that type of guy. Be that guy, right? Be that guy that people call upon when they need something done or they need something from you. To be consistent, efficient, and effective in what you do every day. To cultivate more respect and have a great reputation of being the guy that actually is formidable in that way. So to get things done, well, there's a case of motivation, right? Motivation is an overused term, a very bloated word in modern internet culture. And it's just, the hardest thing is to do it when you don't want to do it, right? Get the thing done, get your work done, get your training session done when you actually don't want to, when you don't feel like doing it. It's when it's hard. It's super easy when you're actually motivated to doing the thing. You'll get it done easily. Most people will get it done easily. But it's when you don't want to do it that you actually have to go that extra mile to do it. Again, we're trying to cultivate the culture of being the person that gets it done no matter what. And with whatever pursuit you're going on, if you want success, if you want to, be something great in your life, it's doing it when it's hard, doing it when you don't actually want to do it, and being consistent with your work, no matter how you're feeling. You wake up one morning, you feel great, you have work to do, you go do it. You wake up one morning, you feel horrible, you have work to do, you go do it, right? That's kind of how you have to treat things. If you want to make it in this world, you want to make it as successful in whatever pursuit you're doing, that's absolutely a requirement, to be consistent and, again, to be the type of person that gets things done. So, that's why I say it's an art. It's an art to do it because not a lot of people do it. It's a very difficult thing to do. When you don't want to do something, it's very easy to say, oh, I'll take a rest day, or I'll just do whatever, right? The dopamine kicks in, let's satisfy the cravings and let's just ignore the tasks that I have to do. And, that's not going to get you anywhere, right? It's going to be a wasted day. And, I speak from experience, of course, because I have, fallen into wasted days. Of course, I think we all have. No one's perfect. But you have to do it as often as possible. And, fight the temptation as often as you can. So then eventually you get to the point where mentally you're strong enough that you've calloused your mind and you've grown strong that you can, get into the work and, take action, take massive action rather than just, obviously overthinking all this stuff that happens from overthinking about what you're doing, right? So, that's what's important, right? That's what's important is when it's hard, you do it anyway. And that's where the art comes in. It's like, it's really the grit, right? The grit you have to show, the actual determination and drive to just get through like the toughest moments and the things that you really don't want to do to get through it. And that's what you have to do in this life if you want to be successful. And it's absolutely a formidable trait that cultivates success. It's formidable. People will see you as more formidable. People will see you as more strong and, more reliable in what you do and how you do things. And you will create more respect with the people around you. And, it's always nice to be the person that's relied upon when someone needs something done. It's always nice to be that person, right? It'll help you get a job. It'll help you, make money. It'll help you, be fit and stay physically fit, pursue a sports career that, you potentially want. And, that's the route I went on was, football career, right? To pursue sports in that way. That's the route I went on. And it's something that, it teaches you a lot. Just going into a big pursuit like that, it teaches you a lot. And it teaches you how important consistency is and, getting the thing done, getting the training session done, regardless of how you're feeling that day. And it's something that, you'll feel better about yourself. You'll feel a lot more, calm and peaceful by the fact that you were able to get done the stuff that you were able to get done throughout the day, regardless of how you felt. And of course, from a spiritual perspective, right? I have to always talk about spiritual perspective. It's like, God rebukes the lazy, man. God rebukes the sloth. You can read it in Proverbs, how, lazy people and slothful people and people that waste their time, waste their days, God, isn't actually pleased by that. God gives you this gift of time on this earth so that you can go out and pursue it, right? And pursue something great. He wants you to make the most of this time. So if you're not doing that by being lazy and wasting your days, you're disappointing God as well. And a lot of people maybe think, it's okay, oh, it wasn't God's plan for me. But maybe there was actually something they could have done to do better, right? You make it to some big dream and you want to make it to a big dream and you were like, oh, I wanted to get to World Cup 2026. I could say, oh, it wasn't God's plan. Or I can also say, okay, maybe there was something I could have done better that I didn't do, right? And however, the whatever way I look at it, I think it's more beneficial to look at it, myself. That's what I talked about yesterday in yesterday's episode, right? Being self-accountable versus putting the blame on God. But recognize that God, rebukes lazy people, rebukes people that waste their time and waste their days, and instead He wants you, He encourages you to go out there and pursue something great. Go out there and make the most of yourself and provide for the people around you, and of course be a great person and provide for those that you truly care about. And of course, on this journey, I actually am in a moment in my life where I actually for a while didn't actually appreciate the small wins. I thought small wins were a little bit feeble. I was like, no, I want to actually go out and pursue big things. But actually, the more I'm learning, the more I'm going through things, I'm like, small wins, small victories are actually very, very important on that pursuit of something great. It's a tool that you can use to keep going, right? To keep going, to keep being consistent, to keep getting those things done, and going and striving to do even more is because you have small wins. In my life personally, it's been a while, man. It's been a few months since I've actually had a small win I can cherish and be like, yeah, that was great, right? That was great. That was a freaking great milestone to hit. It's been a while. And it's been even longer since I've had a big win, right? It's probably been a couple years since I would probably say I've had a big win that was, definitively something great. And it was when I won. It was when I won the league with the senior team in Portugal at my club. And that was probably the last time it was a big win. Small wins have been hard to come by for me recently. And, the more I kind of, I'm starved of all it does is it kind of shows you're moving in the right direction, that you're reaching certain milestones, that you're achieving certain things as, however small and feeble they may seem. It's important. And, focusing on the small wins and focusing on, things you did well and appreciating the fact that you were able to get your work done, especially on a day where you didn't want to do it. It all cultivates more belief. It builds more belief and confidence in yourself and in God and His plan for you, that you may also be able to continue to keep going, right? To get even more things done, to continue to work as hard as you can and actually go out there and reach those goals and reach those big dreams that you have and actually make it happen. So small wins, right? That was a little extra thing that I had to kind of touch upon, the small wins. And, I find it important because I'm kind of experiencing this right now. So, I share it to you right now to, as a way to kind of look for those things. Look for things that will actually, give you a little bit of concrete proof and evidence that you are moving in the right direction. That's what, a small victory does. And it'll allow you to appreciate the grind and appreciate the tough days even more. So, that's what I have to do personally. And, I'm telling you that because, that's also something that I have to do and I have to work on. Because, well, it gets tough, man, right? The grind gets very hard when you go years and years and years without like any materialistic thing or any actually monetary thing that tells you that things are, that this is the right way, this is the right direction. You can go a long time and then you could, figure out, land on your face and say that direction wasn't the right direction to go in. Or you can go for so long and then, without getting anything, and then all of a sudden something happens and it explodes and you actually become something successful, right? But you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know what that is until it happens, right? So you have to keep going, right? You have to keep going and never quit and never give up. So look for those wins. Look for those things that you can do to keep yourself going, to keep yourself, at least semi-motivated on an average, on average, right? And keep yourself, semi-happy. Always look to find things to enjoy, to keep yourself happy and satisfied with your life so that you can continue to work towards these, big dreams and goals, right? I mean, again, the quote I love from David Goggins is peaceful but never satisfied, right? Not, I don't want you to be satisfied in what you're doing, right? You always want to strive for change and keep growing and improving. But, what I say with this message, looking for the small wins, is as a tool to keep yourself moving forward. Appreciate them, take the time to actually recognize that they are, it's a good thing, and then, use them as fuel to keep yourself moving forward and keep yourself on that grind, right? Do enjoyable, fun things in your life as a way to kind of, de-stress and actually enjoy yourself. Stay happy. Don't stay satisfied, but stay happy in the moment. You can be like, okay, now my brain's a little bit rested, and you can, tackle the work in an even more, motivated mindset, let's say, even if motivation isn't what you're trying to work towards. So, I had to kind of divert there, talk a little bit about small wins. It's important, man. So, always seek to find something, win the day, right? Is a great way to think about win the day. You win the day by, making a list of the tasks that you need to do for that day in the morning. Again, and when I was doing that, it was actually a great thing. I've actually not really been doing that recently. Maybe I should get back into that. Make a task list for the day. And if you get every single one of those tasks done, you've won the day, right? If you don't, you didn't win the day, but that's okay. You have the next day to make amends, right? To do even more. So win the day and find anything you can find as a small win to keep you pushing forward, to keep you grinding, to keep you moving forward, to keep you peaceful but never satisfied, and allow you to actually continue to get things done. And now this is a maybe sidestep, but kind of still the same thing on the same type of point of getting things done. When called to action, you must find a way to get it done, regardless. When you are called to do something, regardless of whether or not you actually know what you're doing, you have to find a way to get it done. When you're relied upon, when other people rely on you to do something, it is a sign of strength. It's a sign that they trust you to get it done, regardless of where your skill set and knowledge actually lies. So you actually have to find a way, regardless of whether or not you actually know what to do, right? For example, if if your family member's car breaks down and you're there and they're like, oh, what can you do, right? They rely on you, instead of just kind of being like, oh, well, I don't know what to do. I can't do anything. Like, the weak mindset. You have to just say, all right, find a way, right? Pop the hood open, look at what's happening. Like, maybe do a Google search, right? See if you can find the issue and like, change the oil, or small things that you can maybe do, and at least try, at least give it like your maximum effort, even if you know nothing about cars and nothing the way cars function. Give it a try. See if you can, right? See if you can actually do it. And if you can't, at least you tried. But if you do, it builds your reputation as someone that gets it done, right? You get it done. Even if you don't know anything about cars, you found a way. And again, it's the strength, it's being formidable, and it's being someone worthy of respect. And it's transferable to every single aspect of your life, being able to get things done in that way when relied upon by other people. And of course, understand that, if you have this mentality, people will rely on you more. People will come to you first. Will come to you first. Maybe they'll even start coming to you instead of going to an expert about cars, given the previous example. Maybe that'll happen because you've proven yourself as being someone that's reliable in that way. And, that's a good thing when people come to you, right? Because it can, let's say in business, right? The more people come to you, the more clients you have, the more sales you make, the more money you make, the more reputation you have as a business. For example, that's a way you can look at it. And, let's say in football, in soccer, the more people trust in your abilities, the more they'll actually give you the ball, the more they'll actually pass to you, the more opportunities you'll have to get touches on the ball, make passes, make plays, right? So you want people to actually rely on you more, right? Don't think about the pressure of it. That's not a good way to think about it. The more people rely on you, again, the more respect you create and the more opportunities you have to learn new things. Maybe you learn a thing or two about cars because you spend some time Googling and searching the way cars work to fix the problem, right? Maybe you learn something, right? And maybe you actually get it done, right? So if you get it done, it creates an immense amount of respect and, again, formidability for you as a person, but you also grow your skill set, expand your skill set, transfer your skills to different aspects in different places to get things done. And there is some innate thing about getting things done. And in this specific aspect, this way, where someone calls you, someone asks you to do something, it doesn't have to be big. Maybe it's doing the laundry, right? It doesn't have to be something insane, but it's just the culture that, all right, you've told me to do this. You want a favor from me, or you've asked me, you've relied on me for this thing, even if I don't really know what to do, or even if I don't know how to do laundry, or even if I don't know how your washer works, or whatever the situation may be, you find a way and you do it instantly, right? You do it without hesitation. And the more times you do it, the more you will be recognized for the culture that you have as a person, and the formidability you have as an individual to get things done in that way. And you will be appreciated for it, right? And that's a great thing, right? Being useful to others is very helpful to people. You will be appreciated for the work you do, maybe even if you don't even get it done, but especially if you do get it done and you are able to solve problems and fix issues and being useful. Being useful is a very good skill, right? That's a skill in itself. You could know nothing about anything, but just trying to get it done, being useful or giving good insights, being a guide, helping people fix it, right? Fix whatever problem they have. Again, I gave a couple of examples. People will appreciate you more. People will appreciate you so much more for actually being useful, right? And if, especially like, as you grow as a person and you grow in stature and maybe you reach a level of financial success and you're at tables with even more successful people, if you can be the type of person that helps them rather than just leeches off of them for money or for stuff, it's kind of, business is very transactional in that way, right? Especially when you get to the top. Or so I heard. It's not like I speak from experience. I'm not there yet. But, or so I've heard. You get to the top and it's very transactional, right? People want things from you and you want things from them. If you can provide things to people, be a useful person to people, you will be respected even in those bigger circles. And again, it will allow you to springboard and build connections, build your network, and grow even stronger in your wealth, right? So in those types of circles as well, it's super important. But even just in your family, in your inner circle, in your friendship group, if you're just a person that is useful, people will ask you for help on things, ask you for advice, and you can use them as opportunities to prove your worth, to prove yourself, to prove to yourself that you're formidable, to prove to God that you're that type of person that can help others, that you can be a good person to help people no matter what. You go above and beyond to help people, and you prove to the people around you that you can get it done, and you can just be that guy, right? And being that guy, there's probably no better skill out there than being that guy that gets it done no matter what and finds a way no matter the circumstance. So that's what I call you to do. Maybe you've done it sometimes. Maybe you can recall things in your life where you have actually fulfilled that and you have actually done well in that way. So just learn that skill. Be useful to other people. You'll be more appreciated. You'll be more respected. Right? Be consistent in your own work. Be consistent in what you do. Get things done no matter what. And get things done for others as well. You'll be more helpful, more useful. It'll be a great thing because you're able to help other people in many different ways, and a great thing for yourself. You build your skill sets, you build your reputation up as a person, and that type of mentality is something that a lot of people will appreciate. So go out there and do that. I'm doing that today with, my own pursuits. So you guys go out and do that as well. It's beneficial for you. It's beneficial for everyone around you. And to be that type of person is something that is truly very formidable.